Hey everyone, it's your host Jenny here with a crazy story that's going viral. You're not going to believe what happened between a mother and NFL superstar Patrick Mahomes. Let's dive right in. It was just a normal day for Brittany, a 53-year-old single mom, living in a small town in Missouri. She was making breakfast for her two grandkids, 8-year-old Sammy and 6-year-old Lily, when suddenly her phone started ringing. Brittany, hello. Caller, Mrs. Johnson. This is Agent Johnson from the FBI. We've received a concerning call about your daughter's children being withheld from you. Can you tell me more about what's going on? Brittany, oh my goodness, yes. My daughter Stacy has been keeping the kids away from me for months now. Her husband is Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. He refuses to let me see my own grandchildren. Agent Johnson, I see. This is a very serious allegation. Can you provide me with more details about the situation? Brittany, it's been absolute hell, Agent Johnson. Stacy and Patrick got married about 5 years ago, and at first everything was fine. I was able to see the kids whenever I wanted. But then, around 2 years ago, things started to change. Stacy became more controlling, and Patrick sided with her. They'd make up excuses for why I couldn't visit. The kids had activities, they were sick, etc. But I knew they were just keeping me away on purpose. Agent Johnson, that must be incredibly frustrating for you as a grandmother. Have you tried talking to your daughter and son-in-law about this? Brittany, of course I have. I've begged them, pleaded with them, everything. But they won't budge. Patrick tells me I'm being dramatic, and that I should just accept not seeing the kids. Can you believe the nerve of that man? Those are my grandchildren. Agent Johnson, I understand your distress, Mom. This does sound like a very difficult situation. Let's figure out the best way to resolve this legally. A few days later, Brittany is sitting across from Agent Johnson in the local FBI field office. Agent Johnson, all right, Mrs. Johnson. We've looked into your case further. Based on the information you provided, it does seem that your daughter and son-in-law are unlawfully restricting your access to your grandchildren. Brittany, so you're going to do something about it. You're going to make them let me see the kids. Agent Johnson, we're going to try our best. However, this is a sensitive family matter, and we'll need to tread carefully. Our first step is to reach out to Patrick Mahomes and request a meeting to discuss the situation. Brittany, well, what are you waiting for? Call him right now. Agent Johnson, we're on it, Mom. We'll be in touch soon with an update. A few days later, Agent Johnson and another FBI agent arrive at Patrick and Stace's lavish home in Kansas City. Agent Johnson, knocks on the door, Mr. and Mrs. Mahomes. Thank you for meeting with us today. I'm Agent Johnson, and this is Agent Lee. We're here regarding your children's grandmother, Brittany Johnson. Patrick, look, I don't know what kind of story my mother-in-law has been feeding you, but there's no issue here. We're doing just fine as a family. Stacy, yes, everything is perfectly fine. My mom is just being dramatic as usual. The kids are happy and healthy, and we'd appreciate it if you'd leave us alone. Agent Lee, Mom, sir, we've been made aware that you're denying Mrs. Johnson access to her grandchildren. That is a serious allegation, and we're here to try to resolve this amicably. Patrick, resolve it. There's nothing to resolve. Those kids are ours, not hers. If she wants to see them, she can go through the proper legal channels. Brittany, proper legal channels. You're keeping me from my own flesh and blood. Give me my grandchildren right now. Patrick Mahomes. A few weeks later, the case is in court. Brittany sits nervously beside her lawyer, while Patrick and Stacy sit across the aisle with their high-powered attorney. Judge, this is a complicated case, and I've reviewed all the evidence carefully. It's clear that there is a significant rift between the grandparent and the parents. However, the law is clear. Parents have the ultimate authority when it comes to decisions regarding their children. Brittany, but Your Honor, those are my grandchildren. I've been in their lives since they were born, and I have a right to see them. Judge, I understand your perspective, Mrs. Johnson. However, the court cannot force parents to allow grandparent visitation, unless there are extenuating circumstances that demonstrate the children's well-being is at risk. Based on the information presented, I don't see sufficient grounds to override the parents' wishes in this case. Brittany, overcome with emotion, starts to cry asterisk, no, no. This can't be happening. They're keeping me from my babies. Judge: I'm sorry, Mrs. Johnson, but my decision is final. This case is closed. Wow. What a heartbreaking situation. Despite Brittany's best efforts, the court ultimately sided with Patrick and Stacey Mahomes. It just goes to show that even with the power of the FBI involved, sometimes the law doesn't work in a grandparent's favor. This is a tragic reminder that family dynamics can be incredibly complex, and that not every story has a happy ending. I'll be sure to keep you all updated if anything else develops in this case. Until next time, this is Jenny signing off.